على سيدنا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين. اللهم علمنا ما ينفعنا وانفعنا بما علمتنا وزدنا علما. So we're back to Surah Al-Mutaffifin, inshallah. We mentioned before the Salah that is the Surah which has been revealed either in Mecca or in Medina, or early in Medina, when the Prophet ﷺ found that people of Medina used to cheat, overweight when they are taking, underweight when they are giving. So they had two measures, just physically two measures. ازدحك شوي عشان لا خليه عليه. Come and sit next to Marwan. So Allah described them, mutaffifin, they deal with the fraud. And I said before the Salah that mutaffifin, they either take a bit more extra or they give a little more, a bit less than what is due. So that small amount Allah criticized, and it shouldn't happen. So ويل للمطففين الذين إذا اكتالوا على الناس يستوفون. When they are buying from people. Mind you, at that time when the Prophet ﷺ was spreading the message, not always was sold by cash. There were people exchanging goods. So when it is for them to buy from you, let's say I buy from you grain and I sell you milk. So I take more than what I should when I buy from you. I give you less when what I should when I give you less than I should when I sell you. So when they have received by measure from men, they exact full measure. They take exact full measure, or they have larger measure, like we said before the Salah, that some people have two measures, and the Office of Fair Trade, they go from time to time check on the petrol stations, because they could have, instead of selling you the 1 gallon 4 liters, they sell you 3.9 liters or 3.8 liters. So they take a gallon and they move around, random check to a petrol station, and they check. And yes, electronically it shows, but they twist it. They do it also, amazing enough, when they sell you cars, because you buy the car driven like 30,000 miles, but they have ways, some of the traders, to put the clock back to 12,000 or 5,000 sometimes. So they have and no matter whether it's becoming too advanced pedometer, they still cheat with it. They find way to cheat with the mileage. So they give you a car which is driven 30,000 miles. They say, oh, it's just driven 6,000. And many people don't have ways to find out. When I had a friend used to be selling and buying cars, he said you have to look into the pedals, how worn they were. You need to look into the flexibility of the pedals. You need to look into the shock absorbent, the way the car moves, and you need to touch, knock on all the bodies around, see what has been damaged, and then repaired. Because some of the dents, they just put extra material and they paint it so it be thick. So when you knock on it, become dull, more dull. Then, so they have many ways, the traders, to check whether they're buying a brand new car or nearly new car as claimed, or there is a cheat. Obviously, they look at the tires, and the majority they look into the wear and tear, and how the car will look when it's driven 10,000 miles and how it looks when it's driven 60,000 miles. So cheating, small cheating goes on all the time. So Allah spared this surah to tackle that. وَيْلٌ لِلْمُطَفِّفِينَ الَّذِينَ إِذَا اكْتَالُوا عَلَى النَّاسِ يَسْتَوْفُونَ. And painting with two brushes, double standards, happening, as I said before, up to government levels, up to the man selling on the pavement. So, and in between, will be cheating anyway. And I said before the Salah that cheating could happen. That a teacher, we used to have a school teacher who come 10:30 instead of 10 o'clock, and goes from the back door. He didn't know that the student has already come down to the head teacher and told him we have no teacher. So they just kept a blind eye about this until he came with something which we didn't expect. Then we said, look, we have to count all this. You might be not aware if you are working with NHS or working with social service or working with a company. They will be putting down all these faults you make, small faults. They will not come back to you and tell you. But when they want to check you out and sack you, say, oh, then so that you have this and this and this. A lady patient used to come to me and bring me box of. First time she brought a bottle of champagne or bottle of wine or something. I didn't actually check. I said, no, I don't drink, thank you. So she asked, what does he like? I said, he likes chocolate and things. And she brought a box of chocolate. And a few years, and then became too ill, and then she went to hospital. And then there were a problem with the hospital in Queen Elizabeth. And the manager phoned me and she said, remember so-and-so patient you used to use? I said, yes. The one who used to bring you a box of chocolate in Christmas. So it was recorded by the manager. I said, yes, I used to give it to the staff on the ward to eat it. So they record, they look into all your record. Where did you go wrong? But guess what? The record with Allah Azza wa Jal. وَإِذَا كَالُوهُمْ أَوْ وَزَنُوهُمْ يُخْسِرُونَ أَلَا يَظُنُّ أُولَٰئِكَ أَنَّهُمْ مَبْعُوثُونَ. And the problem is with Allah Azza wa Jal, the punishment is going to take place when they come back to life. You can't get away with it in this life. You might not, but if you get it away with it in this life, I mean, one of the things, you might be really surprised. You will have like the shares prices, yeah, or commodity prices that they're selling this share for so and so much money, and you will be amazed. Like every broker have different prices, and you go to him, oh no, price changed a minute ago. No, I was looking at the two screens. On top of his commission, he will be taking more than what the price actually on the stock changes. So the cheating is actually all over the place and everywhere. أَلَا يَظُنُّ أُولَٰئِكَ أَنَّهُمْ مَبْعُوثُونَ. That Allah, because He is kind to us and generous, He's leaving it till next life. Why? Why Allah is leaving it to next life? One of the reasons is, yeah, you might amend, put things right. Yeah, towards your, next year or year after, then you wake up and say, oh, no, I shouldn't do it. And that will be a great day, يوم عظيم, a great day when all mankind will be standing up before Allah. Yaqum. It's not like sitting or lying down, I'm disabled. No, all of them will be having a brand new body, free from all diseases or illnesses, and can stand for 50,000 years. Imagine. Can you stand for 5 hours, 10 hours? The next day the fluid will be dropping on your legs. But the day of judgment, the body is immortal. You will stand there and waiting for the judgment. Lord of the worlds, Rabbul Alameen. كلا إن كتاب الفجار لفي سجين. So he skipped. He's been writing all this. Well, we took it in the last surah, and like عليكم حافظين كراما كاتبين يعلمون ما تفعلون. These two angels writing the right and the good and the bad, and they present it to Allah Azza wa Jal in a book which is preserved in Sijjin. It's not a book which you feel proud of. So Allah Azza wa Jal keep it in the bottom of hellfire, or keep it in the bottom of Sijjin. Some say it's the seven earth, or some say it's the bottom of hellfire. It's an ugly book. It cannot be on your shelf. I mean, if you go to your house, you wouldn't put any book on your shelves. You put books which you admire and you read and you treasure and things, and you put the Quran probably in the top and things. While these people, wrongdoers, their book is actually kept in Sijjin. وَمَا أَدْرَاكَ مَا سِجِّينَ. So Allah will use things which is not known. Why? To make it more difficult for you to know. You're dying to know. What's Sijjin? He didn't tell us. He didn't tell us. But the book in Sijjin, like Ta'am al-Zaqum. Nobody knew what Zaqum is. Nobody knew what Shajarat al-Zaqum. Allah used. And he said, you know what Shajarat al-Zaqum? The head of Shajarat al-Zaqum, رأسها كرؤوس الشياطين, like the head of the shaitan. We haven't seen the shaitan to know how the Zaqum tree look like? So Allah used hidden meaning, unknown meaning, to make it more difficult for you even to imagine how bad it's going to be. But it is kitabun marqum, everything written on it and given number, so you can't tear a page from it. You cannot, it's not like now they go to, in the past they used to tear pages. If government don't like a book, but they don't want to stop selling it or leave it in the public library, tear off some pages. Now they go electronically and you wouldn't even know the page existed. So many scholars now, they say, you really need to have a copy of the manuscripts, the original book, because it could be some pages removed deliberately. Allah spoke about some of the Jewish people who used to split the Torah into small leaflets and hide the one they don't like. Sheikh Ali Juma was talking about a book published by the Shia, and there were 4 volumes missing, and he was desperate to get them, and he managed to get them. And then he said the things written on it, the Shia don't want you to ever hear of them. They don't permit it anymore. They just hidden it, and mainly talking against the Sahaba and Umar and Abu Bakr and Aisha and things. Kitabun Marqum is the number there, you can't see pages from it. And Wailun Yawma'idhin lil-Mukaththibin. So Wailun lil-Mutaffifin, Wail is a valley in hellfire, some say, and some say is Wailun to you means really going to be extreme punishment for you. If your boss say Wailun to you, not are going to get sacked, you're going to be referred to the police, you're going to go to the court, you're going to suffer this and that. So Wail is very, very heavy, threatening, word. And Wailun lil-Mukaththibin, again, those who lie. And those who they lie that there is day of judgment. Because many of the people outside, they don't even believe there is day of judgment. They don't believe there is a hellfire. When I started teaching with my wife in Lincoln, in 1985, we had a couple of girls came. Their mother was Christian. She married a Muslim. And then she stopped sending them. Said, why are you sending them? Why you stop sending them? Said, because you told them there's hellfire. But there is hellfire. I don't want them to know there's hellfire. So how would they refrain from doing the bad then? How would they believe? No, I can't see again. Move a little bit, Rawan. Move your chair. No, Rawan, move. Marwan, move a bit. Move your chair towards Marwan. Yeah. So I see that you're الذين يكذبون بيوم الدين. Those who deny there is day of judgment. Why they deny there is day of judgment, Amar? Why they don't want to believe there is day of judgment?
They know they're going to get big punishment.
Yes, very good. Yeah, because they don't want to admit they are going to be punished. They want to forget it. They want to no, there's no judgment. I can't steal now. I can't kill. I can't cheat. No, there's nothing. Nobody is going to punish me. That is. And what's the chance of getting to the day of judgment? It was your daughter who read the last of Surah Mulk. The last verse is قل إن أهلكني الله ومن معي أو رحمنا من يجر الكافرين من عذاب أليم. 50-50 chance. Allah Azza wa Jal said to Muhammad, say to them, if Allah Azza wa Jal make me die, vanish, disappear, there is no day of judgment, nothing, or I'm brought back to life, I'm gone to paradise. For the kafirin, either they go to nothing or they go to hellfire. So 50-50, why you risk it? So it's like yesterday, they said the day before yesterday, there's imminent attack in Kabul. They will be exploding, there will be this. And 17 died, American military personnel died. So so for you it was 100%, and you still sat in the airport and got killed. 2 British and 17 American, and 100 Afghani died. If you know there is bomb is going to be exploding, why didn't you search every single one, put them in longer? You see this. The day of judgment even worse. After you die, forget about it. It is. It's high chance that you're going to get to the day of judgment, because you are here, you created. The one who created you, he said, I'm going to bring you back after you die, don't worry. وَمَا يُكَذِّبُ بِهِ إِلَّا كُلُّ مُعْتَدٍ أَثِيمٍ, because he is really transgressor beyond boundaries, beyond means. He's so bad in his aggression. When it's the signs of Allah mentioned to him, he will say that it is fairy stories, fairy tales. Then Allah said, no, it is actually, what happened is your sin will make your heart black and you cannot understand anymore. You cannot accept things anymore. بَرَّانَ عَلَى قُلُوبِهِمْ مَا كَانُوا يَكْسِبُونَ كَلَّا إِنَّهُمْ عَنْ رَبِّهِمْ يَوْمَئِذٍ لَمَحْجُوبُونَ. They will definitely not see Allah Azza wa Jalla, which means the believer will see Allah. And in another ayah, وجوه يومئذ ناظرة إلى ربها ناظرة. So this is confirmed the other ayah, that these delighted faces will be looking at their lords. And this ayah, the kafirin, the cheaters, the mutaffifin, will be banned from seeing Allah Azza wa Jal. There will no way, and they will be barbecued in the hellfire. إنهم لصالو الجحيم. And then they will be told, this is because you were liars. This is your punishment. And then he talk about the good ones. كلا إن كتاب الأبرار لفي عليين. The righteous one, their books are actually kept in the highest place there, in paradise there. And وما أدراك ما عليون. He didn't tell us about the meaning of Sijjin, and he didn't tell us about the meaning of Aliyun. But he said it's numbered book. You can't take any pages out and you cannot put new pages. يشهده المقربون. All those who are close to Allah Azza wa Jal will be invited to the presentation of your book. Like when we do the prize giving in the school, we try to invite famous people, and famous dignitary and things. And when the government form things, and they invite all these ambassadors, because we have an important event. يشهده المقربون إن الأبرار لفي نعيم. These righteous people, they will be enjoying themselves, a luxury life. على الأرائك ينظرون. They're sitting and looking. And as I said before the Maghrib prayer, that they enjoy the looking because their brain is not worried about anything. They're not thinking about the next job, the next customer, the next bill coming, the next repair to the car, the next appointment in the hospital, the next thing. No, there's no worries. The brain is just enjoying the looking. Sometimes people go on holiday just to forget the work and the job and the environment. They want to relax, and they still cannot leave job. They're still thinking of the job and the business and the boss and the patients and things. And you will see it from their faces that they are enjoying life. Because sometimes you look at people and say, oh, you're not really enjoying it. You're not with us. Because he looks really worried and busy and afraid and things. But in Jannah, you see them, you know they are really enjoying life. And they will be giving a drink, which is here, the wine, because the wine will not hit you badly in next life. And it's sealed. Like they sometimes give you, they sell a bottle which is 200 years old. They say, oh, this is really high quality, whatever. They say either it's sealed, من رحيق مختوم, or nobody actually tried it before, or it's so enjoyable that when you finish the glass is as good as the beginning. Because sometimes when you drink fruit or whatever, at the bottom there's some residuals and things, you throw it away. You don't enjoy it. While here you enjoy even to the last drop. يحيق مختوم ختامه مسك. So the end of it, the end of the glass is even more delicious than the beginning of the glass. And that's like misk, like, perfume, like, something really enjoyable. And this is where you need to compete for. So you're competing for racing, for running, compete for getting that drink in paradise. وَمِزَاجُهُ مِن تَسْنِيم. So tasneem is a river in Jannah, and it will be mixed with your drink, and you will be drinking from the spring coming, like the spring itself, you drinking it. not يشربوا منها يشربوا بها, because like it's so, you're so important that we're giving you the spring itself to drink. It's not we're giving you a bottle, we collect it from there. We in Syria, we had Ain al-Fajia and Ain al-Khadra. We used to go there for picnic. The water coming out from under between the stones, and we're looking at it and take a drink straight away fresh. It used to be very cold as well, very, very clear. Ain al-Fajia, Ain al-Khadra. إن الذين أجرموا, remind you, these who are wrongdoers, they used to laugh at the believers in this life, and when they passed them, they used to wink and look at this, guy, he's idiot, and this, believe this God and things, and be sarcastic toward them. وإذا مروا بهم يتغامزون. When they go to their families, say, oh, today we saw Ahmad passed us and we were laughing at him, and he was, dressing this and dressing that, and he went for prayer and things, and they're laughing at you in front of you, and they laugh at you when they go back to their families. And when they see you, say, oh, you went astray, you're not really, what you're doing, and you are, idiot, and you're this. They give you all sorts of titles, and they have nothing to do with you. Why they impose their view on you, and you're not demanding from them to do anything for you. But on that day, these kuffar, the believers, will be laughing at them. And some scholars, when they took at it, they said, oh, there's a hole, you can look people from Jannah, look into people in hellfire. But now you can look into people in Australia. You don't have to have a hole. There's methods Allah have that you can see people in hellfire without getting in hellfire. And you will be laughing at them, and while you're enjoying yourself. Now, ينظرون here, they say, ينظرون into the beauty of paradise, or they even beauty, you're looking at Allah Azza wa Jal. على الأراقي ينظرون, and Allah then asks, didn't they get what they deserve? هل ثوب الكفار ما كانوا يفعلون? Yes, they got what they deserve, because they were really awful and ugly. And وصلى الله على سيدنا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه وسلم الحمد لله رب العالمين. So I will stop the stream. You didn't make a new link for yours, did it?
No, I can use it.
Yeah, it will come back, because last week I saw both recorded on the YouTube and the